Our today's topic is partial fraction. So first of all, I will explain what is the partial fraction is, then how can we use the partial fraction to solve the questions. Before starting the partial fraction, I would like to explain the basic concept. According to the definition of the partial fraction, I will write over here, it is a process of it is a process of splitting given fraction into two or more fractions. So before starting the actual topic, I will explain the basic knowledge of partial fraction. So what the partial fraction is and how you will calculate or how you will apply these laws to find the partial fraction and the fraction of the other rational functions. So basic knowledge. Suppose we have these two fractions, 1 over x plus 1, and suppose the plus is 2 over x plus 3. That's question belonging to the lower classes. If I use the word find solution or solve, I'm using the word find solution or solve. Sometimes I have to use the word simplify. So for this one, I have to take the LCM of this fraction. LCM will be the product of the two denominators if nothing is common over here. So x plus 1 times x plus 3. I have this one times multiplied by x plus 3. That is the basic concept. Already you have very much knowledge about this one. So I have to solve this one by multiplying the cross multiply because nothing is common and nothing is the common factor in the denominators. So I have to multiply 1 by x, I will get the x plus 3. Plus 2 multiplied by, I will get the 2x plus 2. Divided by the same thing we have to write over here. What is the same thing? You will get x plus 1 times x plus 3. This x and this 2x, by adding, I will get the 3x, and this 3 plus 2 becomes 5. Divided by x plus 1 times x plus 3. So that is the solution of this. That is called solution or solving a simplification of this. Now I have this information starting from here and reaching up to here. That is the answer. That is called solution of two rational functions. So that is called solution. Now, if I make it the reverse process, one fraction is given and I want to write this given fraction into two or more fractions. In other words, if I want to split the fraction into two parts, if I want to move just like this one fraction is given and I have to move back to two or more fractions. That is called the partial fraction. That red notation is called the partial fraction. That is called partial fraction. So whenever we have to split a given fraction into two or more fractions, then it is called partial fraction. Now, there are four types of the partial fraction in your syllabus. So over here, I have to write the types of partial fractions. So there are four types of partial fraction. Up to now, we have discussed that what is the partial fraction. A process of splitting given fraction into two or more fractions is called the partial fraction. Today, I will discuss the type number one. Type number one is called when denominator is product of different linear factors. Different linear factors. Or can be factorized. So that's a type one. What type of the questions you will deal in this type? What type of the question you will deal over here? The first is just like this one. 4x plus 1 over x minus 2 times x plus 1. Just like this one, x over 3x minus 2 into x plus 3. Just like this one, x squared plus 5x minus 1 divided by 3x cubed minus 4x squared minus 4x. So in third example, the factors are not given in the denominator, but the second part r can be factorized. We have to use this one. So this can be written in this form. If I want to factorize this one, so you have this information from the first one, x squared plus 5x minus 1, x is taken as common. Then we have the 3x squared minus 4x minus 4. The second factor also can be factorized. So you have the factors. Clear? So the first type is consisting of all the denominators which are factorized, are the factors are which can be factorized. Now, I will start how you will make partial fraction or how you will split into partial fraction by different techniques. By different techniques. So now I will discuss the type one, method one, how you will start this one. That is the technique. That's the method. You have to follow this one. Method of type 1. For method of the type 1, I have to apply over here. You have to remember different steps. I will start from easy to tough. First of all, I will explain 2, 3, 4 steps. Then I have to apply over here. Step number 1. There are two different methods. The first method I will explain today. First step, make fractions equal to number of factors in denominators. With positive sign between any two fractions. That is the first step. Make fractions equal to number of factors in denominator with positive sign between any two fractions. Number 2, write unknown numerator of each fraction and factors as denominator. Factors as denominator. The third step, multiply multiply denominator of left hand side to numerator of each term of right hand side. LHS stand for the left hand side and RHS stand for the right hand side. To find unknown numerator, put its denominator equal to 0 and find x. Value of x is substituted in given expression. These 5 steps we have to follow. Maybe possible you will not get, you will not go through these steps, but I will explain step by step to apply these steps. Question will be over here, just like this one, with suppose the black marker. Before starting this one, I will make it the straight line over here. Question will be just like this one. Split into partial fraction. Question will be just like this. Suppose I have the question by myself, 4x plus 2 over x minus 1, x plus 3, x minus 2. That is the question. Now we have to split into partial fraction. What is the first step is make fraction equal to number of factors in denominator with positive sign between any two fractions. Okay, that's the type 1. All the denominators are the linear and non-different. All the denominators are the linear and different. In other words, non-repeating. So what will you do over here? I will start its solution by taking, suppose, blue color. That is the solution. I have to write the fraction as it is. Then this is the given fraction divided by x minus 1, x plus 3, x minus 2 is equal to. The first step, I have to make fractions as how many factors are given in denominator. So there are 3 factors. The first factor is x minus 1, the second factor is x plus 3, the third factor is x minus 2. So I have to make 3 fractions. And any 2 fractions must have plus sign. First factor you have to write under the first fraction. Second factor you have to write under the second fraction. And third factor you have to write under the third fraction. Write unknown numerators. We have no numerators. Usually we have to suppose the numerator as capital A, capital B, capital C. Usually I have to suppose the unknown numerator as this one. The first step is clear and I have applied the first step. I just read the second step and I applied the second step. Now, this step having 2 sides. The first one is called the left-hand side. This one is called the left-hand side. This one, that is called the left-hand side of this equation or identity. This is called right-hand side. So you have to consider the steps. Left-hand side having 3 denominator, 3 factors in the denominator, whereas right-hand side we have the 3 fractions. Number of factors is equal to the number of fractions. Now the second step is write down the numerator, unknown numerator. So this was the first unknown numerator, that is called A, that is called B, and that is called C. So these are unknown numerators. Now the next one is multiply denominator of the left hand side. This denominator, you have to multiply the left hand side to each term on the right hand side, limiter of the right hand side. Peter, this is the step you have to remove the fractions. And usually in mathematics, if on the left hand side something is dividing, on the right hand side it will multiply. So that step I have to apply over here. So I will get the 4x plus 2 is equal to the, that a will multiply by the denominator of the left hand side, because that is dividing on the this side, other side it will multiply. So I will get divided by x minus 1. Now the same denominator is multiplying on the right hand side. This means the denominator will multiply by each term on the right hand side. Each term means each fraction, and each fraction means each numerator of a given fraction. So x plus 3, x minus 2 divided by x plus 3 plus the same denominator you will multiply on the right hand side. The denominator is x minus 1, then you have the x plus 3, then you have x minus 2 divided by x minus 2. All the denominator will cancel out. X minus 1 is cancelled by x minus 1. X plus 3 is cancelled by x plus 3. X minus 2 cancelled by x minus 2. So after cancellation the denominators, I will get the new thing that is called 4x plus 2 divided by a times x plus 3, x minus 2. Then I have the plus b times x minus 1 and x minus 2. Then I have the c times x minus 1 and x plus 3. Now this is very important thing. That is called the fraction without any denominator. So that is very important thing. That is the base of the other steps. Now the next step is, the next step of this one is, suppose with the green color. Now what's the next step is, I have to find unknown numerator. In the first step, the first unknown numerator is a. I have to find the value of a. What's the method is, in first step, the value of a you have to calculate. What is its denominator? Its denominator is x minus 1. You have to put equal to 0 and x is equal to 1. So you have to substitute this value over here. Where you have the x minus 1, you have to put 0. And where you have the simple x, you have to put 1. So you have to put x by 1. A times x is replaced by 1 plus 3. X is replaced by 1 minus. Now other coefficients b. X minus 1 is replaced by 0. So b times 0 into 1 minus 2 plus c times 0 into 1 minus plus 3. One plus 3. After simplification, I will get a 4 plus 2 becomes 6 is equal to the, it becomes minus 4a and all other terms become 0. So over here, I will get the answer of a is minus 6 by 4. Ultimately, I will get minus 3 by 2. That's the answer of a. Similarly, I will get the answer of B, and similarly, I will get the answer of C. What's the answer of B is, I want to calculate, then I have to move towards the first step, that is that is in rectangles form of a yellow color. I want to find this B. This B I want to find. So to find this one, I put its denominator equal to 0, x plus 3 equal to 0. What should be the answer of x? Answer of x is equal to the minus 3. So again, put in this yellow color information, 4 times minus 3 plus 2 is equal to the. I have to put x plus 3 equal to 0. So the first A term 0, then B, you have to put x by minus 3 minus 1 and minus 3 minus 2 plus 0. B times 0. After simplification, 4 minus 3 becomes minus 12 plus 2 becomes minus 10. And this terms minus 4 minus 5 minus 20. If I'm not wrong, that becomes plus 20b. Ultimately, I will get the answer of B is minus 1 by 2. Please check something is strong or not over here, because this is a oral calculations, a mental calculations. Now I have to find the value of other casted C. So C, to find this one, I have to put x minus 2 equal to 0. What should be the answer? You have to replace x by 2. Where? In the equation of a yellow color. So I will write 4 times 2 plus 2. Then I have the first term will be 0. The second term will be 0. The third term will be c into 2 minus 1. And then we have the 2 plus 3. It becomes 10 is equal to the 5c. Ultimately, I will get the c is equal to 2 if I'm not wrong. So there are 3 answers, the answers of A as well as the answer of B as well as the answer of C. Now you have to substitute these values. I will just erase the first step over here. I have the first step because I have to change partial fraction means I have to change this one. Very simple, very easy. Hence, I have to start from here. Hence, this is a given fraction 4x plus 2 divided by x minus 1. The second one is x plus 3. The third one is x minus 2 is equal to the. So that is equal to the A. A means the first fraction. What's the answer of A we have? This one is minus 3 by 2 divided by x minus 1. Plus, what's the answer of B is minus 1 by 2 divided by x plus 3. And C means the answer is simple 2 over x minus 2. We have to write in a very civilized manner. So I will write the minus 3 over 2 times x minus 1, that's the first fraction, minus 1 over 2 times x plus 3, and the last fraction will be 2 over x minus 2. So that's the way to split a given fraction into 2 or more fractions. I will solve another example so that you can understand the things. I will erase this one. The second example is question number 2. Split into partial fractions. split into partial fraction. Suppose we have this question, x plus 3 divided by x square minus 5x and plus minus 6. In this case, no factor is given in denominator. So first of all, we will try uh, how many factors are possible in the denominator, and that will only be possible if we can factorize the denominator. So I have to solve it, start its solution over here with blue marker. X plus 3 divided by x square minus 5x minus 6. By using the midterm breaking or factorization method, then I have to split this one over here. So x plus 3 divided by x square minus 6x plus x minus 6. That will be equal to the x plus 3 divided by x is taken as common from first two terms, x minus 6. Then 1 is taken as common from the last two terms. That method is already O levels or IGCSE or lower classes. So you have to write this one as x minus 6 times x plus 1. That is the method you have to apply over. Now you are able to factorize. So now you are able to make partial fraction of this one. I will make the partial fraction over here. Hence, I will start question from here. X plus 3 divided by x minus 6 times x plus 1. As I know that there are two factors in denominator, so I require two fractions, a over the first factor plus b over second factor. So that's the first rule or the first step. The number of the factors in denominator is equal to the number of required fractions. Now what will you do? I have to multiply this denominator on the right hand side. So I will write x plus 3 is equal to this denominator on the left hand side. Always you have to shift on the other side. So what is the left hand side denominator? This one. That denominator you have to shift on the other side. As this one is the dividing, on the other side it will multiply. But the right hand side is consisting of the two terms, so that denominator will multiply with these two terms. And as we know very well that when a number is multiplying with the fraction, that number will multiply the only with numerators. So I have this one is a means a times when I multiply, this becomes x minus 6 and x plus 1 divided by x minus 6 will as it is plus b will multiply with x minus 6 times x plus 1 divided by x plus 1. Now, if all the denominators are cancelled out, if all the denominators are cancelled out, x minus 6 is cancelled by x minus 6, x plus 1 is cancelled by x plus 1. So then I will get x plus 3, that is equal to the a times x plus 1 and plus b times x minus 6. So that is very important. That is very important. That expression is very important. That equation is very important because the next step of this question, we have to start from here. What are the next step? Now we have to find the value of A as well as the value of B. So if I want to get the value of A, then in the first step, the value of A, the denominator of A is x minus 6. You have to put equal to 0 and find the value of x. That will be 6. When you replace this 6 over here in yellow color equation, so I will get 6 plus 3 is equal to the A times 6 plus 1, and the remaining B becomes 0. So you will get from here, the value of A will be 9 by 7. If I'm not wrong, that is the value of A. To get the value of B, if you want to find the value of B from here, then the first step, the denominator of the B is x plus 1. You have to put equal to 0 and find what's the answer of x is minus 1. You have to replace over here the minus 1 plus 3 is equal to the A becomes 0 and B becomes minus 1 and minus 6. If I'm not wrong, that becomes 2 is equal to the minus 7B. After simplification, I will get the value of B is equal to the minus 2 by 7. Now, what will you do? You have to write in a very proper way. What's the proper way is you have to write over here. What's the proper way? The question is given x plus 3 divided by x square minus 5x minus 6. That is the question is given. Now you have to make two fractions over here. The first one is the A. The value of A according to our question is 9 by 7. What's the value of B is minus 2 by 7. Replace the denominator of the A is x minus 6. Replace the denominator is x plus 1. In a proper way, you have to write 9 over 7 times x minus 6 minus 2 over